A very good evening to you, Radio Live with Mike Puru and for Karen Hay. Hope you've had a fantastic day today, no matter what you've been doing. For some of you, probably a day of reflection. We'll talk more about that a little later on. It is 8:07. It is Wednesday night, and I love coming in here and just sitting back and taking your calls and, of course, finding out what everybody's thinking. And that's what we're going to do over the next 4 hours. But for the first hour, we are joined by Max Whitehead, your employment law specialist. Good evening, Max. How are you?
Hey, Mike. Well, good to have you back, man. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
It's been months, actually.
Oh, you're pumped up. Look, guys, he's laying back here, feet up on the table. He's having a ball.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. When you walk in the door, I'm just like, yes, Max is here. It's going to be a good hour.
He immediately pulled his feet off the table, combed his hair,
Yep.
and made sure his eyebrows were flat. And he was fine.
I even put a bit of aftershave on, just to make sure that I was ready for a good night out.
Did you do that too?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I'm ready to go.
Jeez.
Yeah. Look out, it's going to smell in here soon. Now, you sent an email to me, and I tell you what, there was something that caught my attention in that email.
You know what I do for a living? Dear Mike, we're sorry to tell you, but go on.
Yeah, it's true. It wasn't one of those emails,
Wasn't
thank
it?
goodness.
DCM, don't come Monday.
Don't come Monday emails. But there was a couple of subjects in there, and I thought, I hope we get the chance to talk about them tonight, because I think they are going to be a fantastic discussion
You got
points.
a favourite?
Well, there's two favourites, actually. One is relationships at work. Work romance.
Sex. It's always back to sex. Why is everyone so fascinated with sex? Yeah, I'm looking forward to this too.
No, because I think a lot of people meet their other half at work.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I know
Well,
couples that work together, that are on air together,
Oh,
My
really?
friends JJ and Dom.
Oh, of course, yeah.
They are married. They work together. But there's a lot of
that's
different
intensive,
rules.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Geez, my partner and I got her to come and help me with my business once, and that was once. Just once. We love each other pretty deeply, but man, no, that was just once.
I would be exactly the same.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it. I needed the break. But no, but the problem is that in some workplaces there are a lot of different rules around interwork relationships, and I just think it's ridiculous.
And I do too. And like, some of the employers say, well, actually, you have to fill it out on a form. And I'd like to say to you, I think it's actually in breach of the Human Rights Act. Do you have any family in our business? Are you related to anyone in the business? Why do you want to know?
That's right.
And if they decide not to have you, they're almost exposed because I have a family relationship in the business.
Ridiculous. No, so I look forward to talking more about that.
Mind you, Mike, there is some issues. There is some issues. When the boss is a father and his son's at the bottom and he's getting elevated through the ranks pretty quickly, and, three of them go out and have a wild night and two of them lose their job and son survives.
Yes, and then the other problem you've got too is that if there's a breakup in that relationship, it does affect productivity, doesn't it? So
particularly lovers, my God.
I can understand how there are some rules in place, but I still think it's nobody's business. So we will hopefully touch on that a little later on also. And flexible working hours and additional holidays. Kiwis have made a call. They want more of this, Max.
They did. There's been a survey. We can talk more in detail about this later, but they have made a call. The Kiwi worker wants more flexibility in their hours. They want to have a life, they want to pick the times when they're working, when they're going to have fun.
And they're doing this in Britain at the moment, in the UK, but then there's some reports have come out suggesting that perhaps the productivity isn't as good as it could be, and is working from home just an excuse to Skype off.
Well,
you've got to be pretty disciplined, haven't you?
You do. I mean, I work from home, and it's the other way around for me because I find myself wandering downstairs all day and just carrying on working at night.
Right.
But the other way around is very tempting too, Would you like to come out for a beer for lunch?
That's right.
Well, no one will know. Okay, I'll just duck out.
No, you're right. So I'm a bit iffy on this one. I don't know. I think it would suit certain people. I don't think it would suit me. I need to be told when to be there and how long I'm going to be there for.
We can move the studio to your place.
Well, now you're talking. But would I be as productive at home?
The snacks we'd have, the fridge would be wide open, and a couple of beers we surfing away, we slurring it. No, that's not a good idea, Mike.
Probably not a good idea.
No.
So those are some of the subjects that we thought we might talk about tonight if we have time, because of always, every Wednesday night when I come in here, the phones are always very busy, and that is because of you, and we appreciate you. 0800 844 747. If you have an employment issue that you need, some direction, if you need some advice, then Max Whitehead is here for the next hour to offer you some suggestions.
For free.
Which is a good thing. That's why we were playing that song at the start, I think, Max.
Money for nothing?
Yep, that's right. Money for nothing.
God,
We're
yes.
getting
And
you
what,
for nothing.
Do you know what Karen's done to me, though? I have to give Thursday away for free as well.
Oh, because you get so many phone calls.
So I'm stuck to that, they do. The
good.
phone goes wild on Thursdays as well.
I can know. See, look at you. You're a man of the people, Max. That's what we like. The subjects people can ring about.
Well, you can talk to me about annual holidays, bereavement leave. Mm-hmm. If you've got an employment relationship problem, maybe you're being bullied or perhaps you've got an employee who's pushing his weight around too much, give me a call. Fixed-term contracts, very, very tasty little piece of morsel, because I just had a guy recently come to me and said he was fired during his fixed-term contract.
Right.
Yeah, the big question was, could he seek the payment of the rest of the contract?
Well, I would assume automatically yes.
Well, maybe you're wrong.
Okay.
Da-da-da-dum.
See, and these are the issues that you come across in your day-to-day life. When you're just trying to go to work and earn a few bucks, so many loopholes and laws around it, you got to make sure you maximise the potential to earn.
Oh, emphasise on the maximise. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, there's a good tagline
For the facts, talk to Max. Yeah.
Nice. So any of those questions, you can give us a call, 0800 844 747, and you'll be pleased to know, Max, straight away we are into it.
What, a caller?
Oh, they are loading up.
But don't they know that you and I are chatting?
Yeah, no, they're sick of our small talk. They want some answers. Let's
Bring
go
them on.
straight to Howard. Good evening, Howard.
Hey, Howard.
G'day, how are you?
Yeah, we're fantastic.
G'day, Max.
Good to hear from you, Howard.
Yeah. Good, cool. I've got a question about annual leave.
Yeah.
I've had a business for about 4 months now, and I employ a couple of staff, and I want to know that they're on a part-time basis, and they do roughly around 32 hours a week each. And I just want to know, do I need to pay them the 4 weeks annual leave, or does it just work out the 8% of what they've done?
If they're employed longer than 12 months, Howard, then they're entitled to 4 weeks leave on full pay. So they do 32 hours. You're going to have to pay them 4 weeks at 32 hours. But they have to complete that the first year before they're entitled to that. Of course, during the year, what the way the Act works is that actually they're accumulating holidays. If you want to let them go early, you might let them have a week or so after the first 3-4 months. But that's up to you. The law says you don't have to release them until after a year. Now, Howard, if you terminate them before the year, it's 8%. Yep. That's the calculation you use. You're dead right. It's 8% then.
And I'm using Xero accounting systems, so that'll automatically calculate everything for me? Or
99% of employers now rely on those automatic accounting systems. And look, I think some of them have got it wrong, but I think you can rely on Xero. I believe it's got it spot on. So, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, that's helped me heaps.
Well, there you go, Howard. No, that's
awesome.
Perfect call to start the hour off with.
Absolutely.
You had a question, we've solved it, and it's taken all of 3.5 minutes. Fantastic.
Should we have taken longer, Mike? Is that what you're saying? So,
no.
How's the family there, Howard?
Yeah, how was your family?
The family's awesome.
Oh, good, Howard. And have you had a good week so far?
It's been busy.
Talking of your family, Howard, are they the people that you're employing?
No. Well, my wife works there, but...
she doesn't get any holidays.
But we have a couple other staff, so...
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, good on you, Howard. Best of luck for running your business, and thanks for making sure that you're clear with Max's advice. Fantastic, Max. Thank you. It is 8:15. We've got Sarah lined up next. Mark's on the phone as well. And Bryn, there are a few lines free, so get in nice and early. 0800 844 747. 0800 This Is Live. It is 18 past 8. Your employment law with employment law specialist Max Whitehead. 0800 844 747 if you've got a question. And Sarah has. Welcome to the show, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
Oh, hi, how are you?
Good.
I just had a question about final pay and public holiday.
Right.
So I handed in my notice, and my last day of work was the 14th of January.
Yep.
And I had approximately, give or take a couple of hours, 6 weeks holiday pay owing.
Right.
And that covered Anniversary Day and Waitangi Day. Should I have been paid for those days?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The Act is very strong on that, and you're onto it too.
Yeah.
You knew that too, didn't you? Did your boss not pay you?
No. So what we had was, when I left, I had that 6 weeks owing.
Yep.
And for a way to suit both parties, really, so it wasn't paid out in a full lump sum. He was just going to pay me my salary for 6 weeks.
A small employer, was it, Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably some of them
pretty
don't
much, yeah.
know, but, as we said to the last caller, some have their, if they've got an automatic calculating system, it should do it for them automatically. But, yeah, no, you're spot on. You're pretty sharp on it because you did, and he didn't take it too well from you when you tried to correct them.
No, so what happened was the agreement was he was just going to pay me weekly because it suited everybody, and then he didn't pay me anniversary day, so I pulled him up on it.
Yeah.
And so what he wanted to do was then he decided he'd actually pay me out after all. So I got a final pay slip with, it must have been for about 4 weeks still owing, and on the pay slip it says I was owed this many dollars, and then it's got minus anniversary day, minus Waitangi Day, and had taken the 2 days off.
That's odd.
So I actually emailed him the thing saying you have to pay me from the government website originally, and then he emailed me back saying, no, I've spoken to the Ministry of something, I can't remember who, saying I don't have to pay you. So he manually adjusted. I know he manually adjusted it because he spelled anniversary day wrong.
Good spotting.
So my final pay had the hours I was owed, minus anniversary day, minus Waitangi Day, and then the payment less the tax.
Now, maybe I've misunderstood you, because if you've got 6 weeks holiday and you finished on the 14th of January,
yeah.
No, wait for this. Any statutory holidays that fell within 6 weeks after the 14th of January, you should be paid for as well.
Yeah, that was my understanding, but he's telling me not, and he's manually taken them out of it was Crystal Payroll, he's manually taken them out of
Righto, well, then you've got grounds to go at him. So you could try the Department of Labour, go MIMBY, go after him on that. It's 0800 20 90 20.
Yeah.
Or you can go to somebody like me, and we like to be paid, though, and
That's right.
and go after
I'm
him.
on principle here.
You're on principle?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, because the money you're talking about is not a lot, I guess, is it? It's 3 days' pay.
It's not an insignificant amount.
No, but the good thing is if he contests it and it has to go to a hearing, then you can claim legal costs for him and to get me paid.
Yep, that's fine. But I'm quite happy to go in principle.
Well, I'd be scared of you. I can hear that determination in your voice, Sarah. Whoa.
No, good spotting, and I think he's been...
I sent him the thing from the government employment website saying he has to pay me with the case study, and he came back and said, no, this doesn't apply to you.
All right, you
give
me a call tomorrow, 0800 24/7 93 93. I'm here to help you, Sarah.
I've got a big day at my new job tomorrow. Can we transfer that to Friday?
You can do it just for you.
Is that all right?
Yep, that's that
that all
Sarah
right?
that we're all terrified of.
Nice.
Go, girl.
Hey, good on you, Sarah. I think your boss went to the Ministry of Make-Believe based on the comments there. 22 past 8. Checks and balances. She raises a very good point. How often should we be checking our pay slips? Because a lot of people just get the money into their bank account. They don't even go back and look at those events. You know,
The other thing,
should we
Mike,
check it every day? Or every pay?
Well, you should, I guess. But the other thing is people don't know their rights. And also, they look at it, and it's complicated these days. It really is complicated. Holiday pay is particularly complicated. So she's quite sharp. But, the Department of Labour, Emily, if you contact the Department of Labour, MIMBY now it's called, they will actually assist you, allegedly. So you can ring that phone number I said before to them, 0800 20 90 20, and they will assist you on the phone. So you can get some help with that. But, check it regularly.
Yeah, nice, because that's a good reminder that you should, especially when it comes to holiday pays, anniversary days. Just every now and again you should be checking to make sure that you are getting what you are entitled to. 3 years down the track, if you spotted something's, not quite right, it could be thousands and thousands of dollars that you have
which
missed
has
out on.
happened recently because some of those calculating systems have not done it right for, shift workers and part-time workers.
Cool. Okay, thank you, Sarah, for your call. It is 23 past 8. On the phone now, we've got Phil. Good evening, Phil. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah, hey guys, I've got something a little bit different than holidays.
Well, good. That's a good. I'm pleased to say a refresher, but don't ask anything too hard.
I am a truck driver, and I have to load my truck, and we've got, as you probably know or don't know, you've got different axle ratings for your axles, so you can only put so much weight on so much axle. Now, I've loaded my truck, and I've got halfway to Wellington, and I've gone over a weighbridge. Now, I'm overweight by 600 kilo on my front axle, which is a $350 fine.
Whoa.
Now, I've got a 500 kg tolerance, so it's sort of only like 150 kgs, really. So, if if I actually got out of the vehicle, I'd probably be underweight.
Oh, so you're
Not
skinny.
actually that heavy. Maybe if I took my suitcase out with me as well.
All right, mate.
But my point is that if I was to move, it's actually a CT scanner for Wellington Hospital. If I could move that by like 30 centimetres on the deck, it would actually put me in the right weight.
Right.
So my employer doesn't supply me with any scales at work, like I have to go over for the police. Because I can't weigh myself, I don't really know. It's like playing Russian roulette when you sort of load. You load it the best you can, and you sort of hope for the best.
Yeah. Because you don't know until you come to get across some policeman doing his job and puts you on that weighbridge. So
It was very nice, and I was very nice to him.
yeah, the ways they are. I got a parking ticket this week, and I thanked the guy. I don't know why I did it. But he was such a lovely bloke, I've got to say, yeah. Anyway, getting back to what are we going to do about you?
So my employer's obviously going to give me the ticket because they would never pay for anything. But
Did you load the truck poorly, Phil? Did you load the truck poorly? Like you put that big weight, that X-ray machine, whatever it was, right at the wrong end of the truck, or did you do anything foolish or not?
No, I've spread it out the best I can. It's actually 17.5 tonne all up.
All right,
To
but
be
then
150 kilos out is pretty good, I thought.
yeah, but I mean the law's the law. But look, let me just say to you this: if you've got quite a lot of mitigating circumstances in your side, so if your employer tried to say that you're at fault here and you don't have any weighing, facilities. Yeah, I think you're not responsible. Your employer should be. And if it's not obvious, by just to somebody who's been around for a while. Then I think your employer's going to have to wear that, and of course he's going to have to invest. Gosh, I imagine a weighbridge would cost a fortune.
Well, I was just thinking that, Phil, in the trucking community, how do they weigh? Does every business that runs a truck fleet have their own weighbridge? How does that work?
You can get portable scales, so sort of a thing you lay on the ground and you drive over them. What the police use.
Right.
Do you know, are they worth a fortune or not? Because I mean, there's hundreds of truckies probably listening to us right now.
But 350 kilos is a fortune to a poor truck driver.
I tell you what, Phil, I guarantee we're going to get a caller. Some of these guys, the trucking guys, are really helpful with this sort of stuff. I guarantee someone's going to come and help us. Yep.
That would be
That's
cool.
an invitation to you guys.
Help all the other boys out there too. So.
All right.
No, you're right.
Thanks
you're helping everyone.
Thanks for your call, Phil.
It's Radio Live. It is 27 past 8. Let's go to Bryn, see if we can squeeze him in before 8:30. By the way, you're welcome to call 0800 844 747. Your employment law specialist, Max Whitehead, is here tonight. He's only got another half an hour left, so take advantage of him being here. Bryn, good evening.
Hey, Bryn.
Good evening, guys. Hey, I got a friend. She became pregnant, and the company went through a restructuring program, and her role became disestablished, or she became redundant. So someone made the comment that it was illegal to sort of fire,
Well, the question I got for you, did they, Bryn, get hold of her and have a talk to her and before they made her redundant?
I don't know that.
There's a piece of law that looks after people in maternity leave, and it expressly says that without redundancy. The employer's got huge responsibilities. In fact, I would say I got very burnt by in one particular issue with this. But the employer has huge responsibilities to anyone on maternity leave. I mean, that's my advice I give employers. You must contact them, and you must treat them as if they are at work, and you've got to give them special consideration so that they're fully aware and can make their comments and observations before the decision is made. So your friend, if she didn't get that chance, well, that employer's wide open to unjustified dismissal. Even though her role may legitimately be redundant, and they haven't done it properly, there could be a case there. Good on you for looking after her, though.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for your help there.
You ring anytime, Bryn. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, good work, Brendan. Good luck, and I hope your friend has a good pregnancy as well. Look, if you need to get hold of Max tomorrow, if you need to follow up anything, 0800 24 79 393.
You sang this once, Mike.
I know, I knew you were going to bring that up.
He was great, folks. We do need a song. Come on.
Yeah, you're right. We do need a song. I'm going to come up with one for you.
All right.
Okay, a professional one.
You're going to do my number on a professional song. Oh, you're going to do another song?
No, I'm going to do your number on a professional way, and I'm going to bring it to you next time I'm with you. Okay?
Oh, next time we're on. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to sing it now.
Hey guys, just before we come on air, he was actually singing to the intro song, and he's actually not a bad singer. So it's something to look forward to.
Thank you very much. It is 8:30 in just a minute. Joining us will be Angus. Also, we've got Calvin lined up to have a chat too. Any of your questions, Max can answer right now. Give us a call. Lines are free. 0800. This is Live. Radio Live with Mike and Max. It is 28 to 9. Thank you so much for calling. Lines are busy, which is fantastic. We've got room to fit yours, though. So if you've got any issues going on at work regarding your pay, regarding leave, regarding 90-day trial periods, that always comes up.
Yes,
regarding anything that's related to your job, and let's face it, most of us have one.
Yeah. So bring it on, and take, as Mike says, take advantage of Max, because he does.
I do. That's right. He is free for you tonight. Let's go to Angus. Good evening, Angus.
Hey, Angus.
Evening, guys. How you going?
Yeah, good. Thanks for calling. What's your issue?
Yeah, my one's a slightly different one too, Max. Sort of long story short, but my wife had a hip operation in November last year, and she was going to go back to work a couple of weeks in January when everyone else was going back to work, but on the operating theatre table, they damaged her shoulder.
Oh.
And
God.
Yeah, so and she's off work with a buggered shoulder at the moment.
How do they get a shoulder damage when they're working on your hip? Don't they get the wrong end or whatever? Yeah, don't ask. Okay. Sorry to interrupt.
We talked to the doctors about it, but hey, that's another story. Anyway, one night she's going to be off work for quite some time, and it looks like she's going to have to get the shoulder done. And we're hoping that it'll be covered under ACC while she's off work. But, hey, can you actually... is the employer entitled to keep your job if you're going to be off longer than normal due to this sort of situation when you're gone for a hip operation and then you're still going to be off for even longer because of a medical misadventure?
You know, it's a good question, Angus, and you're not going to like the answer. Unfortunately, no. The employer doesn't have to. I mean, even on the most unfortunate circumstances where people maybe have had cancer, the employer doesn't have to hold that job open indefinitely. And for a long absence, the employer doesn't have to. So the next question you're going to ask me is how long do they have to keep it open for? And it's hard to answer that, but a reasonable period. And it depends on the size of the business. It depends on, the circumstances. Do they have other workers that could fill in freely or cover for a while? And all those things are weighed up if the courts are prepared to do an investigation to see whether it is. So how long has she been off? You'd say she went off in November, so January, so we're into February, March. Yeah. It's going to be a while. She's at risk, I've got to say. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, we just look like probably going for a shoulder operation probably after Easter, so it's probably will take another 3 to 6 months, up to 6 months.
Whoa,
for that to come right.
Do you know what I would... no, wait, Angus. I'll wait for them, I think, at this stage, but maybe you take your cap in hand and go and talk to the boss and saying, look, can you get someone to cover for her in that meantime, and then she's back, but we're ready to ask you to hold her job open for her. And put a temp in. We've been honest with you, and we're saying that we won't be back for another 3 months. Can you put a temp on, and we'll help you even find a temp, and my wife will help them, coach them, and explain the job to them, or whatever it might be.
Yeah. It's one of those difficult jobs that takes a bit of skill, what they're doing and some sales. So
God, life sucks sometimes, mate, because you go for an operation and you come out with with a shoulder gone, and it's not your fault. It really is tough, isn't it? And there's no compensation for that.
It is, and she's pretty much almost run out of holiday pay now, and so we're just getting her living off, or she's living off, or we're sort of living off ACC, so my pay, and it's 80%, so getting paid weekly.
Right.
So we're hoping that it'll carry on for a lot longer, but there's the whole thing is who's going to cover the operation.
Well, look, I hope things get a bit better for you.
Yeah, I got an idea who's going to cover the operation, but they're still having the time off it still to recover from the shoulder operation.
Yeah, and then you've got the shortfall with the ACC funding. Eventually that has a huge impact on your day-to-day life. Angus, thank you so much for your call, and the best wishes for your wife's recovery, because that sounds a terrible situation. And, I guess I had a friend who went through cancer. He worked at a radio station, and I often thought that. I thought, how long do they keep the job open for him? And they were really good. They kept the job up at least a year. And they were very sort of forthcoming in helping him get through his recovery phase and making sure that, things were okay. But I realised it's down to, I guess, the individual business, the individual
Some
boss.
small businesses just can't do that.
You wouldn't be able to sustain it, would you?
No, if there's only
Even
two
though
or
you'd
three
want to.
Yeah, you can't. And it's really tough. And that's a sad story, though. It's not his fault. And what happened on the operating table for a shoulder to get...
Well, there's some questions need to be answered there too, doesn't it? So, Angus, best of luck. Thanks for your call. Really appreciate it. 23 to 9. It's Radio Live with Mike and Max Whitehead, your employment law specialist. Let's head to Calvin now. Calvin, good evening.
Hey, Calvin.
Hey, guys. How's your day going?
Good. And yours?
Long one. Just got home, so been listening to you from Wairau.
Wairau. Oh, great.
Geez, what time did you start this morning, Calvin?
8 a.m, mate.
Oh, that's a long day, my friend.
It is long. If you just got home, man, that's 12 hours. Are you driving?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And why Wairau? You've got a partner in the army or something like that?
No, I'm a service technician, so I service throughout regions. I was meant to be in Napier tonight, but all the motels are booked out for the Kapa Haka concert, so I decided to come home instead.
Right, good man. Right, I'm sure that's appreciated.
Yeah,
well, we do.
Bonus.
We like it.
Yeah, we do.
Mike and Max are listening in.
Yeah, that's right. And we're with you. We're here to help Calvin. Well, Max is, really. I'm just the facilitator. You got a question about overtime?
Yeah, well, I have actually. So, working for a very, very big company throughout the world.
Mm-hmm.
They've been around since 1927.
Right.
Right throughout New Zealand with key industries that we look after and things like that as service technicians. Now, some of our contracts will read we work up to 45 hours a week. Okay, so that's okay. But my biggest concern is overtime. They believe that we don't get paid overtime unless we've done 6.5 hours of productivity per day, 5 days a week. So we have to hit over 40 to 45 hours at the end of the week. So once we go over our allotted hours, that's where we're entitled to our overtime. So my one, I've hit them a couple of times with it, is I work out of a vehicle, so I believe that my start time is when I start my vehicle till the time I finish in my vehicle. If I was to work on a Wednesday night for 3 hours overtime, and I don't hit my up to 45 hours a week, they like to say it's 45.
Yeah, you don't qualify for the overtime payment. It's been a long time since I've seen one of those contracts, but I have seen them before. And Calvin, unfortunately, what's in the contract stands. There's no laws in regards to penalty rates for overtime. For example, there's a lot of salary people around that don't get paid overtime, but so they would consider you privileged to get it. But I guarantee you probably your income's lower, and that's why you do get paid overtime. But there's one thing I'm concerned about. What you said back further, you said just winding back what you earlier said. You said up to 45 hours per week. There's a new law come in. It's only been in since it's April last year, but it's been enforceable as of next month. And you can sue your boss for it, but you've got to guarantee you hours of work. And if they can't guarantee it, they've got to have a damn good reason for it. And so there's some problems in amongst that. So if the words up to are in there, maybe you could ask them to be removed. So you're guaranteed 45 hours.
We definitely go to in excess of 45 hours a week.
Right.
That's a 12-hour day.
So that's not going to be a problem, is it?
No, it's just the whole attitude. It's like I had an email that came out through another branch, although it's not directed at the branch that I work at, but by a same supervisor, one that looks after us, with big bold letter writing saying if you work these extra hours at night, you must take them as time in lieu. And my opinion is time in lieu does not pay my wages. Does not pay my bills, sorry. So it's a real. I actually want to catch you privately, I guess, and then I'll divulge a little bit.
You can catch me privately, but the phone number is 0800 247 93 93. You give me a bell tomorrow. You're in the engineering sector, aren't you? Because this old contract came from way back in the old awards. And they modified them in the Employment Contracts Act when it came in the 90s. I recall doing this. In fact, I might have written some of these.
Not quite in the engineering sector.
I've been
in Meat Workers Union for a very, very long time.
All right.
Now, if I was to say the industry I was in, which I really don't...
Would tell everyone who you are. Okay, well, let's not do that.
I actually don't mind. I'm in the pest control industry, mate.
All right.
So anybody that's in the pest control industry in New Zealand would know pretty much who I'm referring to.
Yes.
So, do you mind if I have that telephone number again, please?
0800 247
24/7
93 93. You can see my hours of work are worse than yours, aren't they?
24/7. Yeah, I was just thinking that. That's exactly right.
Mike's really sad for me. He's laughing though. Listen to him.
No, man of the people, Max. You're doing it for the people. And Calvin, I hope that was a help for you. Thank you so much. And by all means, give Max a call. He will help you out. And if you're a bit shy to ring tonight, you can give him a call.
What's your home phone number at 3 a.m?
This number, 0800 844 747. There's always someone here to take your calls. It is 18 to 9. It's Radio Live. Your employment law with employment law specialist Max Whitehead continues. Loads more calls to get through. Get them coming in. We'll probably get to yours.
We're loving it.
Before 9 o'clock. I am loving it. I'm loving all these questions too because it makes people realise that sometimes they've got to double check, that sometimes they've got to question what's in their contracts, and a lot of us just take it for granted. And right at the start of the show, Max, Howard gave us a call, and I started thinking about how small businesses are the backbone of this country, and somebody like Howard needs somebody like you to point him in the right direction.
Yeah, good on you. So, that's exactly right. Those poor small employers don't have expertise like the big employers do.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
No. Or they don't have the funds to go and employ fancy schmancy lawyers. No. So, they're doing it for themselves, and sometimes they need a helping hand.
Yeah, ring Max for the facts, and you've got it. And you're welcome to ring tomorrow, and you'll get it for free.
More space for your calls straight after these. It's Radio Live. It is 14 to 9. It's Radio Live with Mike and Max. Your employment law with employment law specialist Max Whitehead. You can ring him tomorrow if you want. You can ring him anytime because he's just like that. 0800 247 93 93. Probably don't call him at 3 in the morning because you do have a life and you do work hard, don't you?
We want your phone number, Mike. I know we do want that. I can just pass on all of it. You can actually program phones to do that, can't you? Pass the call on.
Yes, you can. Yes. Remind me never to give you my phone number.
No,
I think you already have it. It's too late. Let's get to another call. Catherine joins us tonight. Catherine, thanks for ringing.
Hi, how are you guys?
Hey, Catherine.
We're good tonight. What's going on, Catherine?
I just wanted to hit a question about sick leave. I was on a fixed-term contract and I've finished it now. And unfortunately, at the start of my fixed-term contract, I got sick for a couple of days.
Yep.
And at the end of my contract, I was behind on some hours. And because it was when I got sick was at the start of the contract, they wouldn't let me take my sick leave. I had to be there for 6 months before I was allowed to take the sick leave. I'm just wondering now at the end of my contract, because I was below hours, are they now entitled to pay me back for my time that I had, that I'm meant to be allowed for my sick pay, or? No,
not really. The Act is pretty clear. It's only, in terms of the pure fact of paid sick leave, the Holidays Act deals with this, and it says 6 months service before it starts to kick in, and then you get your 5 days sick day. You can, paid sick days. You're entitled to take sick leave, but you won't be paid for it. So I don't think you can go back and claim it after you've, completed the time. So not a good answer for you, but it's worth a go. It's worth asking the question. Otherwise, you're going to be doubting yourself forever, aren't you?
Yeah. No, thank you very much.
Excellent, right. Catherine.
Keep in touch.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you for calling.
And you bring up a good point too, because some employers might just turn a blind eye and go, just give her the days then,
Yeah, and some do. Yeah. Some do. They go, right, you're sick, and I don't want you here for a long time. I really value you. And there's a young lady in my office. I'm really, really pleased with her. And God, she got notification today that a law degree, and I'm not going to mention her name because she'd be embarrassed, but by God, I'm so proud of her.
Oh, nice.
She's just finished her professionals, and look, I just think the world of her, and I would do it. If she was sick on a day, let me pay you, please. Please let me.
No. Nice. Well, you're good, and I reckon a lot of bosses are probably like that. A lot of bosses, I've worked for one company for a very long time, and I've had various bosses in various roles, but I've had a pretty good experience with most of them. In terms of being flexible with sick leave, in terms of being flexible when you have emergencies.
You worked in a freezing works, didn't you?
No, my parents.
Oh, your parents
workers,
did.
yeah.
All right. I thought you worked there.
No.
Because they'd be pretty staunch on their sick days. I think.
Well, I bet. Yes. Yeah, and I think Mum and Dad are still fighting with certain meatworks over some hours. That is a very well publicised case. But I think they had some inroads towards the end of the year with that. I think they were basically getting underpaid.
I think you told me a little bit about it last time we were on, but good on them. Yeah.
And this is the good thing, if you've got a fight and you want to go through with it, then you've got the support and various places to help you out. Max is one of those people that can. It is 10 to 9. It's Radio Live. We'll be back with Paul Walker in just a minute. It's Radio Live with Mike and Max Whitehead, 7 to 9. There's space for your call, 0800 844 747. Any questions you've got in relation to your employment, your workplace, maybe you've got some harassment issues going on, maybe you're confused over the contract that you've got, by all means, give us a call now. Give you some free advice here at Radio Live. Paul, good evening.
G'day, Paul.
Good evening. I work for a security company. I work 7 days a week. I do 12-hour shifts.
Wow.
I've been working for this lady for about 4 years. There's me and a few other boys.
Yep.
Now, she hasn't got us on a contract, and she doesn't pay us sick leave or anything like that. Is that right? Or
no, it shouldn't be. But it depends if you're deemed to be a self-employed contractor or you are a employee. Now that's it's a vague area sometimes. Do you give her invoices each week or each month?
No. She pays me like a normal person would pay their employee.
Who pays the tax?
She pays it for us.
She takes it out, which you can do for a contractor. There is a facility to do that. But you're working these settings. How long? 4 years you've been there doing this?
Yeah, I've been with her for 4 years, and I asked the other day, could I have time off, and then I filled out I rang and said, do I get paid for that? She goes, oh no, you don't get any holiday pay or anything. And I said, well, I've been there 4 years. I should have shitloads of of holiday pay. And she goes, oh no, you don't. And I asked the other boys, and they said, yeah, that's why they all work 7 days to.
Well, what's going to happen, I would think, Paul, is if you and I contested her and said, hey, Paul's actually an employee and he's entitled to 4 years of holidays, that's 16 weeks, she's going to go and fight you. And what she's going to say is you're not an employee. Now, what happens, the judiciary will have to look at that. And I'm thinking, the little bit you've told me, and it's only a little bit, you're heading in the direction of being an employee. So it's a big risk for you to take. And it wouldn't be a straightforward hearing because there's quite a bit to it. I would say a day's hearing at least. So a few costs to get there, but look, for 16 weeks holidays, that's
roughly about 90-something hours a week roughly for it.
Wow, do you?
Yeah.
Do you work 7 days a week? You work every day of the week, do you?
Yeah, I'm one of those people that don't I don't go out drinking, I don't go to parties.
Well, you haven't got a life because you're working it.
Yeah, do you have a family, Paul?
Yeah, I've got a son, 2 sons and a wife, but she understands that I've got to work to put bread on the table.
You must never see the family. No. That's tough.
Sometimes I start work at 6 at night and get home at 6 in the morning. I'll see her for a couple of hours, and then I take my son to school, and I don't get to sleep till about 8 o'clock in the morning, and then I'm up by 3, 4 in the afternoon getting ready for the...
Oh, buddy, this is not a life. That's not a life.
Do you think it's worth it, Paul?
Yeah.
She pays us above minimum wage, so it's not like she's underpaid. Like, if she was only paying us $15.25, then I wouldn't be getting out of bed for it.
Yeah, but do you know, Paul, if you were getting a wage, you'd also get 8% loading on that for holidays. You'd also get statutory holidays. There's about a 14, maybe 18% lifting on that. So it's
because if my sons get sick or anything, I sort of can't take a day off to thing because I won't get paid for it.
No, and there are so many people in that situation as they move to being contractors rather than an employee, and it is tough. I'm in the same boat, Paul. It's hard for me. If I don't turn up to work, I don't get paid. It's as simple as that. I miss the days.
And all the other security companies are doing it too. Like, it's not just her.
No, it's quite a fraternity. Yep, I totally agree with you.
Years.
Yep, they have been. And by the way, there was a security guy who'd worked for a woman. She worked for sorry, let me just go. She was getting paid a holiday pay as she goes, and then never had a break, never had a holiday. And then I think it was 7 to 8 years later, she's decided to have a go, and she got all that money back again. All that money back.
Like, I'm not like thinking it because she does look after us. Like, she gives us money if we do need it.
Yep.
Like, an emergency.
Oh,
like
okay. So there's a little bit of give there.
And take, yeah.
And you don't sound so angry about it. Like Mike and I are sitting here horrified.
I would be.
I'm not that angry because like when I'm like really stressed for money, she'll give me $100 here, there, sort of thing. So it's not like I'm pissed off of her about it. But all the other guys, they're sort of because I'm her number one security guard for West Auckland, so.
Can I be really nosy, Paul? And you don't have to answer this question if you don't want. But you said you wouldn't do it for $15.75 an hour. Can you give me a rough indication of what you're getting an hour?
I'm on $16.25.
Okay,
mate.
Right.
You're basically, if you do the calculations, you'd be probably just on the fringes of the minimum wage. When you're taking your holiday pay, you're not getting in all those sort of things.
That's tough, isn't it?
Yep.
Tough.
Mate, it's not,
Okay, right. Well, I don't know.
Well, I took the wind out of my sail. Here, us two were pumped up here. But, man, good on you for being such a decent soul and keep working and loving your children and your wife. Good on you.
And that's why I doing it.
She works too. She works at Tegel Chicken and she does...
Right.
She does some massive hours too.
All right, well, you just keep loving them, matey, and good on you for working so hard. So thanks for calling.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. Best of luck. I tell you what, there is a great discussion in that, just how much is your job worth. We might talk about that a little later on. Max, thank you so much.
What's the noise? I can't go. I just started.
I know.
For God's sake, it's the quickest hour ever in my life.
A fun hour. Appreciate your time.
Thanks
for
having me, Mike.
See you again next time.
So good night, everybody.